Hello Libra, welcome in or welcome back to Go with the Flow Tarot. Your overall general energy for this reading is the Three of Swords. That is the card of heartbreak and sorrow. The song I have assigned to this card is You Learn by Alanis Morissette, because I feel like that's a great song to listen to while you're processing that heartbreak. Now, what I will say about the Three of Swords is that those swords were placed in your heart by you, and they can be removed by practicing forgiveness. One of the easiest ways to practice forgiveness is by practicing 2 of the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Those 2 agreements being don't make assumptions, and don't take anything personally. So let's see what's going on here, Libra, for the end of September. In your recent past energies, you have pulled 3 cards. You pulled the Queen of Swords with the 7 of Cups alongside the 6 of Swords. So what is this is telling me is that very recently you have learned how to tell when people are coming correct and when they are not. And you may have felt a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of options presented in front of you, but because you learned how to tell when people are coming correct, you could see that you were in some choppy waters, and you decided either to move yourself onto calmer shores or to reach out for some help to get a guide to move you onto calmer shores. The advice with that Queen of Swords is she is a little bit guarded, and she has trouble sometimes speaking her truth because she did just finish learning how to tell when people come correct. So she does have her hand open ready to receive, but she's also constantly got her sword up to lop your head off if you don't come correct. So maybe a little bit guarded there. I'm actually gonna pull another card for your present energies just because I'm seeing how damaged this one is, and I feel like it actually came out because it's damaged, and also because it's been coming out a lot because it's damaged. So it'll be time for a new deck here soon, but I'll keep in mind that the 2 of Pentacles did come out. That's kind of spinning plates, feeling really busy, maybe needing to put on one hat and focus on one thing at a time. But I'm not entirely sure that this card actually belongs in this reading. I apologize. Let's try and see for Libra's present energies, please. Thank you. Yeah. This seems a little bit more fitting. The 4 of Wands, you're starting to work on building a stable foundation if you haven't built it already. And that makes perfect sense to me with that Queen of Swords and 6 of Swords getting you onto calmer shores. In your upcoming energies, you do have the Lovers. So this could just be a very important decision you need to make, and you'll have to consult your higher self regarding this decision, or it could be an actual lover. So let's tap in further to find out. I'm gonna start off with this 3 of Swords in your overall general energies, the card of heartbreak and sorrow. During the pre-shuffle, I did notice the clarifying deck does have the 10 of Cups on the bottom, so we're gonna be okay. But seriously, you really should go flip on You Learn by Alanis Morissette, because it helps you to flip your perspective around that broken heart. So let's tap in further to that 3 of Swords. Okay, this actually fell onto the 4 of Wands. Now, I was asking about the 3 of Swords, but I do not believe Spirit is sending this message for that. I think Spirit is doubling down, saying that you are working really hard on building a stable foundation right now as we speak. Thank you for that, Spirit, but I would like to tap into that 3 of Swords, please. So I'll put all my focus on that, all my energy on that. What do I need to know about the 3 of Swords for Libra's greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose? 3 of Swords in Libra's overall general energy for the end of September. Thank you. Something you've been working on for quite some time. Diligently, might I add. Something you have been diligently working on that you enjoy working on. And if you haven't seen a return on your investment yet, you think you're gonna be. So hard work and heartbreak. You could just be really hard work at the relationship. You've been diligently working at a relationship and it didn't the work didn't do what it was supposed to do. I'm gonna, thank you, need more please. This fell onto your pile from the past, so I'm gonna take it as such. It's conflict and debate. Now it's light conflict, it's not the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords would be like really aggressive conflict, or like dealing with a narcissist. This is light conflict or needing to study your competition, but I feel like this is more like light conflict that you are moving on to calmer shores away from. I'm trying to tap in, Spirit, to that Three of Swords. May I please have clarity on that? Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna just leave the Three of Swords alone and leave it at Put On You Learn by Alanis Morissette. You're getting the Page of Pentacles, which tells me you're gonna have some kind of message come in to have you looking at something else, possibly regarding your work, but I'm just, for whatever reason, Spirit's not letting me tap into that Three of Swords for your overall general energy, so I'm not gonna. Let's move into the present moment. I'm gonna leave the past alone because it looks like you course corrected and you've done what already needs to be done. So I'm gonna just let that be. May I please have a little bit more clarity on the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands in Libra's present energies? Spirit wants to talk about the past. I thought I was going to leave it alone, but they wanted to reiterate that that was a never-ending nightmare. This fell onto the past, so I am taking it as such. Now, the thing with this card is, if you are in a never-ending nightmare, why aren't you taking off your blanket and getting out of bed to do something about it? But I think that you did, because you have the Six of Swords there. So this reading is starting to throw me a little bit. Bear with me. More clarity, please, Spirit, on the Four of Pentacles, Four of Wands in Libra's present energies. You're dropping your burdens and you're closing a cycle. The Ten of Wands can say that you are also carrying around burdens that do not belong to you. But regardless, it says that once you get those wands back to your farm there, you're going to collect a harvest. So after some really, really hard, diligent work, your burdens are going to be dropped and that cycle is going to be closed. Okay, it's looking really good. You're learning how to build some stability. So that's good. The cycle's being closed. Good. We can move on now. How about the Lovers in Libra's upcoming energy, Spirit? For their greatest good, highest timeline, highest purpose. Yeah, you gonna see a victory. You're gonna learn the truth, you're gonna trim the fat, and you're gonna see a victory. So this very well could be a victory within a relationship. Maybe the two of you have been working at some issues for a while, and you've worked through the issues. The burdens are being dropped and you're building a stable foundation, trimming the fat and seeing a victory. Anything else you'd like to say on the Ace of Swords and the Lovers in Libra's upcoming energies? Thank you. You are most definitely going to see success within some kind of partnership. This very well could be a work relationship, as you have pulled the Page of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So this also could be love, because the Page of Cups can be a secret admirer. The Six of Wands being success after a difficult time and multiple people celebrating your success, not just you. You and other people are celebrating your success. And then that Three of Pentacles, the main message is teamwork makes the dream work, but it can also say putting your work on display. So what I think is that you, either in a work partnership or even a friendship, a family member, but a relationship rather important to you, because the Lovers is major arcana, you're going to see a great success in this partnership. So let's grab this other deck and find out now what the advice is, just generally speaking, for the end of September for the Libra collective regarding this reading. You are getting doubled down on your celebrating success. Now, this could mean that a Scorpio is coming into your life, or somebody with water heavily in their chart. I think it means you're becoming the master of your emotions. The only reason I say it could be someone coming in is because I have assigned kings as outside energy coming in. But through the tarot, Spirit doesn't really have a way of telling me that you have mastered your emotions except for with the King of Cups. So you're going to see a great deal of success very, very soon, my darling. Just heal that broken heart and continue to work away on that stable foundation like you have been doing. You're on the right track. Let's get you a Sacred Creators Oracle to close out with and see what Chris Ann has to say. Maybe some advice for that Three of Swords, or just something to let Libra know that they're moving in the right direction. They're working on their foundation rather successfully. Thank you. Excuse me. You have pulled the Spark of Hustle, number 17. 17 is the Star card's number, Aquarius's card, my card. So let's see what that has to say. Essential meanings: the spark of inspiration, divine intervention, finding your calling, work that makes you happy, renewed hope. Self-care message: hustling too hard, getting lost in the grind, workaholic tendencies, manifesting busyness, a time to be careful what you wish for. Okay, so maybe I should not have assumed that this Two of Pentacles wasn't meant to be here, because everything that just said is the Two of Pentacles. You know when inspiration hits and totally immerses your senses in the possible? That is the spark of hustle at work. It's when every cell of your body hums with the desire to put something out into the world, and when you feel that whoosh of energy that brings new ideas to life. So this very well could be making the decision to put your work on display as well. The spark of hustle feels like a calling, a compelling, like something that cannot be ignored. This card is full of hope and expectation because it whispers, yes, it's coming, and yes, you can do this. Spirit is sending superstar blessings your way, along with a passion that has been divinely amplified. Look for projects and experiences that are full of excitement and joy, and say yes to opportunities that feel totally on purpose. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of your sacred task, remember that big soulful endeavors usually push us to go beyond the limits of what we know to be possible. This is how we grow. Use the spark of hustle to evolve and expand, because it's your guiding star, and 17 is the star card. How much space do you leave in your calendar for the sparks of inspiration that will be? Are you allowing space for last-minute ideas and inspiration? What do you actively fuel, or what do you do rather, to actively fuel your flame of hope? Are you feeling resistance to the word hustle? What would an easy kind of fluid productivity look like? What needs to happen so that your flow feels like an unhustle? How can you make sure you fill your reserves rather than drain them? Well, I would say by putting on one hat, and we're going to take note of that Two of Pentacles, because I feel like he actually did belong there after all. That's my bad. I hope that was helpful. I thank you ever so much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.